conditions may look calm, but yeah, the eye is just a few hours from making landfall sometime late Monday to early Tuesday, meaning the weather will start going downhill. You can see the lightning strikes by that eye continues to get stronger and stronger as we speak. The threats will be the catastrophic rain and the flooding that will produce storm surge on the south coast of Jamaica, and also the very destructive winds across the entire island of Jamaica. You can see in that picture, you see the lights on in Jamaica. It'll be a different story as we head on into the beginning of this week. Here's what we know right now this hour. The Kingston Airport closed last night. Montego Bay Airport will be closing at noon today, local time, meaning American tourists and other tourists are likely running out of time to get off the island before Melissa hits. Jamaican hospitals are in emergency mode, asking families to pick up non-critical patients. 550 utility emergency responders are positioned and ready for Melissa's inevitable impact and the response. So far, 3 people have died so far from the rain from Melissa in the country of Haiti. Well, right now we're still, and not much has changed here, Lynette.
Yeah, not much has changed, but what we do know is that this is going to intensify further. So a Category 5 before it's all said and done. It may weaken before it hits Jamaica to a Category 4, but that's still a powerful major hurricane out there. So, of course, we're going to be watching a prolonged heavy rain. This is before it actually even makes landfall, and this is why we're going to be watching for the landslides, the storm surge, and also as we go in through time here, it's just going to be something that's very impactful, deadly, devastating, catastrophic. You choose the word. It's not something that we are wanting to see at all, but we're already starting to see, again, some of the clouds and some of those outer rain bands as well trying to work their way in here, as this is. Remember, we had it at about 5 miles an hour. Now it's at 3 miles an hour, and that's something that is really posing a problem because, again, like I said, before it actually even makes landfall, you have all the impacts are already there in terms of all that rain coming in. We also do have the winds as the system gets closer and closer to us. The winds are starting to pick up now. Look at the gusts now around Montego Bay, 41 miles an hour with sustained wind coming in about 26. We're seeing more of the same in Kingston. So again, the winds are starting to pick up as the system gets closer. So we do have those hurricane warnings for Jamaica. We're talking about the entire island there. We have hurricane watches up for Cuba, and we're also dealing with tropical storm warnings for the south side of Haiti. So when we look at the hurricane watches, that means that 74 mile an hour winds are higher in 48 hours possible, but then expected in terms of those winds in 36 hours. So we do have those hurricane force winds that are on the way. And it is something, again, that we're going to continue to watch because we do have the sea surface temperatures basically just giving this thing fuel. There's nothing at this point to slow it down. Paul.
Yeah, nothing at all. In fact, the window to repair is closing quickly here in Kingston, Jamaica, already experiencing tropical storm force wind gusts at this time. And officials say now is the time to seek shelter.
My fear at this point is really the flooding. I'm fine. Where I live, I'm fine. But I'm thinking about the persons who live in the flood-prone areas because this hurricane is moving so slowly. It's not going to just come and move on. And it's going to really, and I hear it's 25 inches of rain we are expecting here. We're going to be totally flooded. So my heart goes out to the persons who live in those areas in terms of not knowing what is going to happen to them. But please continue to pray. We do what we have to do, and we pray for the Lord's coverage, and that we will have, even though property may be damaged, but at least no loss of lives.
And the last storm to hit nearly at this strength was 37 years ago. That was Hurricane Gilbert back in 1988. Before that, 37 years prior, was Hurricane Charlie, also a Cat 3, a major hurricane, and now this could be a Cat 5 or a strong 4 before making landfall on Tuesday. Late Monday to early Tuesday. Again, that's when that center crosses, where we're going to have the impacts going downhill throughout tonight, but all day long on your Monday. So the first landfall expected here in Jamaica, second landfall in Cuba about probably 12 hours later, third landfall most likely southeast Bahamas, the Turks and Caicos. You're going to take it on the chin with that right front quadrant coming through with a rise in the ocean as well. So what's keeping this system off the U.S. is this trough and storms coming across the Gulf Coast states. Lynette was just tracking the severe weather. That's going to help also pick up Melissa and move it faster. Went from 5 miles per hour down to 3. So it's sitting there spinning, and the eye is reorganizing, so expect further strengthening, maybe a Cat 5 in the next advisory coming up at 2 o'clock local time, but that will help pull it away from the U.S. but it's not going to pull it away from these islands here. We're going to see the winds slowly increase and spread throughout the entire country of Jamaica, and this is going to happen overnight and then really get stronger throughout the day. Really, from the west end and the grill all the way to the east end of the island, everyone is going to be under these tropical storm force winds, the hurricane force winds, hopefully even tighter knit. I think maybe they might kind of strafe Montego Bay, maybe some gust on towards Negril. But Kingston, you're going to have that push of the waters and storm surge. And if you flew in Kingston, you know the airport's just sticking out there on the spit of island. And then you have the land and bay where Kingston sits. That water is going to be pushed into there. So widespread storm surge, maybe 15 feet or more. Then it finally pulls off Tuesday night. The sun is setting, and we're starting to begin the cleanup here. And then as we head on towards midnight on Wednesday, making another landfall here in Cuba, and also still pushing across the southeastern Bahamas. Now look at the forecasted model output of the radar. Two things I want to notice is how tightly packed it is, but also look at the expanse of the outer rain bands. Look how they continue to start to push on towards Haiti, even though they're enveloping Jamaica as we head throughout daybreak on your Monday. But look at this band, this far outer band, still slash Haiti and parts of the DR here, continues to bring you life-threatening flooding in the area. And then I is still holding together. Perhaps it's still maybe a Cat 3 hurricane as it approaches Cuba as we head on towards midday on your Tuesday. But we're still seeing those rain bands slash Haiti and slash the DR, and still not quite done with that rain. Perhaps there's late as Wednesday morning, still with some rain bands getting drawn into Jamaica from this system. But 1 to 2 feet of rain is possible. I do expect some heavier totals there, especially in Haiti, but storm making landfall somewhere on the south coast of Jamaica there, and even Hispaniola, especially Haiti there. Some of the mountains here can ring out maybe a foot or more of rain. So again, inland flood threat widespread across especially Jamaica as well as Haiti, with landslides in the forecast. With that,